After coaching hundreds of high performers, executives, and C-level executives and transforming them into their best shape possible, I'm going to give you the 10 most valuable lessons in less than 10 minutes. Getting rid of your belly is 80% nutrition and only 20% training. Because if you're not going to control what's going to go in your mouth 3 times a day, you're going to have a very difficult time trying to out-exercise the belly that you've been carrying with you for years. Because you shouldn't try to burn more than you're eating. You just should try to eat less than you're burning. That is much more effective because it's going to take you 5 seconds to skip out on 500 calories, but it's going to take you an hour to out-exercise 500 calories. Intermittent fasting is bullshit. If you're a high performer and you're leading teams, intermittent fasting is a bullshit approach. Let me explain to you why. What is really important, especially when you get in better shape and you want to have stable energy, is having consistent food intake and making sure you get sufficient protein throughout the day. If you're only eating 2 meals a day and you're trying to eat, for example, 140 grams of protein, which is quite a normal amount for somebody that wants to get in great shape, you'd have to eat 70 grams of protein per meal. If you're having business dinners, if you're in airport lounges, if you're anywhere with a social interaction, it's very, very difficult to do that. And as soon as you're splitting it up into 3, it becomes much more easier. Plus, at the same time, it will give you, if you do it the right way, it will give you stable energy and you're not risking developing some sort of eating disorder. You didn't get fat because your metabolism slowed down. You got fat because you slowed down. Studies have shown our metabolism doesn't change up until ages up to 70. But what does change is our lifestyle, our activity, our responsibilities, how we treat life, and how much time we allocate to activity and exercise. It's not your metabolism, it's your lifestyle. You track every KPI in your business, but you have no idea about your body KPIs. It's funny to me how business leaders are optimizing for every possible small detail when it comes to their business because they know exactly the impact that a small change can have in some area, but they're not applying that to their most valuable assets, which is their health and their body. They know their P&L, they know their churn, they know their growth, but they have no idea about their REM sleep, about their protein intake, about their testosterone levels, about their ApoB, about their body fat percentage, and so many more things that are crucial if you want to operate at your best level. Only what can be tracked can be optimized.
Just quickly, if you want to see how we take these strategies and turn it into a predictable system that has already transformed hundreds of high-performing men, helping them drop the belly, regain stable energy, and feel proud again of the man in the mirror with a 98% success rate, check the link, the first link, down in the description below.
The fastest way to reduce your blood pressure is to do this one specific thing. Your doctor most likely will put you on medication, which is a great short-term strategy. But if you don't want to be dependent on medication for the rest of your life, the easiest thing to immediately reduce your blood pressure is to reduce your body weight. The more normal your body weight will be, the more normal your blood pressure will be. We had many guys joining our program and within months be able to go off the medication entirely. Your doctor is great at keeping you from dying, but he's terrible at helping you living well. Most doctors will only start interfering, telling you something, or trying to point you in towards a direction when you're close to you know exactly what's going to happen. But they're very bad at really making sure you're optimizing at your best level. That's exactly why he's not going to test you for the most valuable health markers, such as testosterone, free testosterone, that are directly tied to your energy, performance, and vitality. Running gets you in great shape if you like looking flabby and weak. But if you sustainably want to get in great shape, look strong, build muscle, increase your metabolism, so to say, you have to ditch the running and start lifting. Because if you only have, let's say, 1.5 hours per week for your workouts, you should definitely not spend it on the things that only gets you part of the results, because lifting weights is the one thing that's going to increase your muscle mass, which is a direct indicator of longevity. It's going to make you look better. It's going to make you look stronger. The best thing, in my opinion, it's going to make you being able to eat more long-term without regaining the weight. Do you have high cholesterol? The actual most important marker to assess your cardiovascular risk, meaning your risk of having a heart attack, a stroke, or anything that is not your cholesterol or your LDL cholesterol, it's actually your ApoB. And most likely, your medical professional is not including that yet into your yearly checkup. So whenever you go next to your doctor's appointment, ask him about ApoB, because this is the single most important predictor of your cardiovascular risk. Testosterone is your most important value when it comes to performance and man's vitality. if you're in your 40s and at the peak of your career, but biologically your testosterone starts declining from 30 years onwards 1% per year. Because low T doesn't just simply mean you're gonna have not as much muscle and not gonna be as horny. It will show up as afternoon crashes, slower recovery, less energy, less decisiveness, lower drive, and your body fat around the midsection creeping up slowly. Morning routines are overrated. Your nighttime routine is 10 times more important. Because honestly, if you get up and get to work right away, you probably did most of the good things already what you should do in your morning. But in your evening, how you wind down, how you go to sleep will have a profound effect on how well you recover and how your energy is going to be the next day. Nervous system regulation is one of the most overlooked areas when it comes to optimizing performance and is literally the most important factor when it comes to good recovery and performing well at a high level consistently. If you want my science-based neurophysiological recovery protocol, comment neuro down below and I'll send that over. And since you stick around, I'm going to give you a bonus one right here. Losing fat and getting rid of your belly is not about eating less, it's actually about eating more. And eating more of the right things. Because why you got into this situation in the first place where your belly is hanging over your belt is because you didn't eat enough of the things that you should eat more, such as fiber, protein, and whole foods. And if your approach now is to cut out a lot of foods and don't change anything else, you will slowly degrade yourself, build up cravings, and sooner or later will fall off of this. The better approach, and that is literally what I do with every single of my members, is I tell them what to eat more of. Because when you start eating more protein, when you start eating more whole foods, when you start eating more fibrous foods, you will automatically feel fuller quicker, your cravings will start to disappear, and the most common thing that actually happens is they start telling me, I would have never expected that I can eat more and lose that fat so easily.
If you now want to see how you can take these strategies and turn it into a predictable routine and system that fits your lifestyle, that helps you also drop the belly, get back into top shape, and feel good again about yourself, check the first link down in the description below where I walk you through the exact 4-phase transformation system that we use to transform already hundreds of high-performing men to getting them into the best shape of their life with a 98% success rate. First link down in the description below.